Listing templates are a great way to save yourself time and effort in eBay. There are a lot of ways you can use them, but two of the most basic ones are to create a template that you come back to all the time for a certain kind of item. For example, I list batches of 78 records from time to time, so I created myself a template which includes things like how I mail them, a description of how I ship them, and the basic item specifics, 78 record, 10 inches, all that stuff. And so whenever I'm listing a batch of 78 records, I can start from this template and either keep reusing this template or just use it once and then create similar for my subsequent listings. A second way you can use templates is more ephemeral. For example, I have a pile of vintage mechanical pencils to list, and they have a few features in common, and the way I list them has a lot of features in common. So I'm just going to create a template for vintage mechanical pencils that I'm going to use today for the pile of 20 or so sitting on my desk. I may never use it again, but I might, and it's going to save me a lot of time in the short term. From your Tell Us What You're Selling page, where you start off a single listing, go to Create New Template instead. Give your template a name, and this is something only you see, not the public. The title is actually the title that will appear in your listings. So if there is something that will appear in every title, you can include that. If not, leave it blank. And of course, even if you do put something in here, you can edit it as needed, just whatever's common. Choose your category, your store category, if applicable. In my case, these are all used and they can all get the same description for their condition. Photos will be different for everyone, so I'll leave that as is. Brand will be different. All of these things will be different, except they're all vintage. They're all unmodified items. For my item description, I'm going to do something kind of general that can apply to every single pencil I'm listing. My idea here is that I'm relying on the photographs and on the item title to give people the specifics. All of these are going to have best offer. I'll price them individually. They'll all have the same shipping policies of first class and the same payment and return policies. And they're all going to be able to ship for 4 ounces. So once I've finished with this, I just hit Save Template, and I can go on to either create another template or to start using this one right now, which is what I'm going to do. Here I go with my first copy of my template. You'll see I'm plopped right into my title with a cursor blinking to help me know I need to write something else in here. I'll just fill this out more fully with some keywords. All of this is already set up for me. I need to add some pictures, which I will do by just dragging and dropping them into this plus sign here. As they upload, I'll continue on and make sure my item specifics are reasonable. It is not gold, that is the color. The brand is wherever. I'm going to leave the rest of that and I'll price it. Once the variable characteristics are filled out for this particular item, I just hit List Item. And the easiest thing to do now is just create similar and move on to my next pencil. You might have noticed in that last dialog box that you can in fact save any listing that you're completing as a template when that dialog box pops up about what you're going to do next. And that's another way to make them. Hopefully you could tell that that's going to speed up my listing of these 20 or so vintage mechanical pencils, and I hope it speeds up your listings too. Please subscribe by clicking the wee bell icon. Give us a thumbs up. That's a royal we. Thank you and take care.